Okay, I'll start. See, in last lecture we were discussing common forces in mechanics. Common forces in mechanics. Right. There we have discussed one force, that is gravitational force, which is known as weight. Weight of the object, which is, I said, is different from mass. Mass is matter stored in the substance, whereas weight is the force with which Earth attracts any object towards its center. Right. Mass is measured in kgs, whereas weight is measured in Newton. Direction of, magnitude of weight on Earth is mg, and its direction is towards the center of the Earth. Right. This is direction of and magnitude of weight. This be Earth. बड़ा छोटा सा Earth बना दिया. Suppose this is your Earth, and this be ground. M is mass of the object, G is acceleration due to gravity, then weight of the object is M into G, right? So weight of the object in last class we have seen is mg. Then कुछ questions भी किए थे हमने इसके ऊपर. फिर इसके बाद हमने देखा था air drag या air resistance. बड़ा important force होता है air resistance. Sometimes also read as viscous force या viscous drag. You'll like study this force under different names: air drag, air resistance, viscous force of air, right? And what is that force? When we are sitting in a bike, or you yourself are riding a bike with a high speed, you can feel the drag, that something is pushing us in backward direction, right? Something is pushing us in backward direction. So that force is air drag. In last lecture, I've explained this a little. First thing I have explained is the object, if any object passes by a medium, that medium exerts a force, on the object in direction opposite to that of motion. Motion के opposite एक force लगाता है, right? That force is known as drag force. The force is known as drag force. Force is known as drag force. See, so air drag. Not many mistakes you people have made, but all of you have made some mistakes, right? I'll discuss the paper in the last 10 minutes, last 10 or 15 minutes. So let me, I started it, so let me do it. So if any object passes by a medium, that medium exerts a force on the object in direction opposite to that of motion. The force is known as drag force, right? Suppose there's a rider, there's a bike rider moving this way. If he moves this way, then air present here exerts a force in this direction, and if the rider moves this way, if he is going this way, then he experiences a force in again the opposite direction, right? All of you have experienced this force. I'm sure none of you is like that who cannot identify or understand this force. If any one of you have not experienced this force, tell me. I'll try some other examples. Hello, you were sitting in a bus. If you take out your head outside the bus, you can experience that drag. Air is pulling you backwards.
Yes, sir.
Right? So everybody has felt it, right?
Yes, sir.
Correct. Then, what extra you have to understand or know about this force is a very interesting point. Depends on velocity. Depends on velocity. Lesser is the velocity, lesser is this force. More is velocity, more is this force. I'll repeat. lesser is the velocity. If you're standing in and air is also still, you don't feel that thrust, right? You don't feel that drag. So that drag is also zero. Why? Velocity is zero. If you start moving with some velocity, the drag also starts acting on your body, right? So drag starts acting as soon as you start motion, right? You start moving in a medium, the moment drag starts acting on you. You increase the velocity, drag also increases. And to be precise, this drag force is inversely proportional to direction of velocity, to magnitude of velocity. Direction is always opposite to that of velocity. And direction is always opposite to that of velocity. Is it clear? Drag force is a special force. Drag force is a force which depends on velocity, right? Like weight. Weight does not depend on velocity. You are at rest or you are in motion. Doesn't make any difference. Weight is weight. Weight is mg. Weight does not changes with motion. But drag force is a special force. It increases with velocity. Okay? Is it clear? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Right. So drag force increases with increase in velocity. Now, next point I'll write is drag force depends on size. Drag force depends on size of the object. Larger is the size, more will be drag force, right? If you hold a large size board while sitting in a bike, if you hold a board like this, right? This is a small, see, this is a small object. If you hold an object like this, you can feel that drag. If the size of the object is large, you can feel more drag. If the size of the object is still more, you can feel more drag, right? So drag depends on the size also, the frontage, right? The frontage, if you're moving this way, then your front area this way, not this area, right? If you hold a book, you're sitting in a bike, you hold a book like this, you will experience more thrust, force, as compared to if you hold a book like this. If you hold this book like this, you will experience lesser force. If you hold a book like this, you'll experience more force. So this front area, frontage should be less. If frontage is more, you will experience more drag. All right? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, good. So you understand drag force now, right? Okay. Now, we'll discuss few phenomena which we experience in daily life, which are due to drag force. When I started driving car or say bike, I used to think, okay, when I start the bike, this is the first, 2-3 things, phenomena I'll discuss with you. When I was a new rider, I started riding bike. So what I observed, when the bike is at rest, and we give some acceleration, that means engine thrust acts. Right? So engine gives some force. As a result, I got it, Newton's laws of motion. I had studied till then. So I knew my speed will increase. So my speed started increasing. But after some time, I realized my speed does not increases further. I'll repeat, my speed does not increases further. Though engine thrust is acting, still speed becomes constant. Why so? Got the question? This was a big question in my mind. Obviously, I had studied these topics before that, so I knew what's the answer. I got the answer very soon, but I used to think, why this happens? When I start the bike or I start the car, right? I push the pedal, accelerator pedal. speed starts increasing. True. Speed starts increasing. Why starts increasing? I know Newton's laws of motion, right? Engine is providing an unbalanced force in this direction, so it should speed up, right? Acceleration is there, or speed should increase in the direction of speed should increase as the engine thrust is acting in the direction of motion. But question is, after some time, why speed ceases to increase? Speed stops increasing. When engine thrust is still acting, my engine is still on. Engine thrust is still acting, but my speed does not increase. Why so?
The terminal velocity.
Kind of terminal velocity. So you know the answer, right? So I'll explain what happens. When I just started the bike or the car, I just started. So I just started. What was my velocity? The moment I start, what is velocity?
0.
0. So what is drag force? Drag force acting in this direction. What is drag force? When velocity is 0, drag force is?
0.
0. Engine thrust? Yes, it is acting. This is not 0. Acting towards right. As the time passes by, my speed starts increasing, right? So speed increases with time. What about drag force?
It will also increase.
Drag force starts increasing. In which direction? It is acting opposite to the direction of motion. So this force starts increasing, right? There was no drag force earlier. What about engine thrust? Engine thrust remains same. Remains same. Obviously some friction is also there, but let's ignore friction for now, right? So a stage will come. See, engine thrust is constant. Engine, if you put pressure on the pedal, right? If you apply force on the pedal, suppose full throttle, I've given full throttle. That means engine is producing some torque, some force is given by engine. Let us assume engine is giving 1000 Newton. Let us assume. So over the course of time, this is not going to change. It will remain 1000 Newton. What about drag force? Drag force initially was 0, right? Then 10 Newton, then 100 Newton, increases 500 Newton. A stage comes, a velocity comes at certain velocity. This drag force also becomes 1000 Newton. So when the drag force becomes equal to engine thrust, speed will not increase further. So though I have kept the accelerator pedal pressed, but still speed stops increasing. Speed does not increases further. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So, right. So now, if you want to increase the speed further, what you have to do is either you increase the engine thrust or you decrease the drag force at that instant. Engine thrust. If I am using full throttle, the engine thrust cannot be increased. Then, can I decrease this by any means? I'm driving. I'm riding the bike. Just a practical question. You're riding a bike, right? You have given full throttle, right? And bike is moving with 100 kilometers per hour. Drag force is balanced. Now, at this stage, I cannot increase engine thrust. Can you manage to decrease the drag force by any trick? It's still written on the board. I have not erased from. I have not rubbed it. Is question clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
My question is clear to you, right? You're riding a bike. Now you're at peak speed. Now speed has stopped increasing. Though I have pressed the pedal hard, I have given full throttle to the bike. Now I cannot increase the engine thrust. How can I increase the speed? The question is, can I decrease drag force? My question is, yes, Rance.
Yeah,
Yes, sir, by reducing the size of the object.
you can
Very
bend,
good.
reduce the drag.
Right. We can see this is my front edge, right? This is my front area. If I lean this way, then my front area decreases. So you might have seen the riders, what they do is while they are at the peak speed, they lean forward. Why do they do so? Because they want to reduce the front area. See, drag force depends on the size of the object. So with this front size, there was some drag force. If you lean this way, then drag force decreases and you can increase the speed by some amount. Obviously, as speed increases, again the drag force will increase, but and then at that moment again you can, sorry, again you will reach a maximum value. But to some extent you can increase the speed. I'll give you a very interesting statement. If this was a vacuum, then with same engine thrust, you could have attained a very huge velocity, maybe something closer to the velocity of light. Obviously not velocity of light, which is 3 lakh kilometers per second, but over a long time, if there was no drag force, no friction, with the same engine thrust, you could have attained. Your bike is capable of moving with very high speed, provided there is no drag. Right? There is no drag, which is not possible on Earth. Because if there is some medium, it will exert drag. So there is a limitation to speed on Earth. But if it was vacuum, if it was free space, if there was no friction, even if there was friction, then also you could have attained a very high speed with the same engine thrust. So it is drag force which limits your speed. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, good.
Yes, sir.
Now, good. So this was your first phenomenon. Now, next, there's a very interesting question based on skydivers. Yeah, before skydivers, let me discuss motion of raindrops. Second phenomenon is motion of raindrops. Motion of raindrops. See, in last lecture, I had taken example. Here is your cloud. Cloud is nearly 2000 meter above Earth surface, near about 2 kilometers, not a fixed number, but approximately they are at a height of 2 kilometers from Earth surface. So if I apply a formula, V square is equal to U square plus 2AS. Using this formula, I know if a raindrop which is released from 2 kilometer height, release means speed is 0, acceleration is 10 and this is 2000. So I get 40,000 V square. So V is 200 meter per second. That means these raindrops should strike the ground with very high speed, nearly 200 meter per second. And trust me, this is a good speed to hurt you. Even though the mass of the raindrop is less, but still, if that raindrop falls on your body with this speed, it might hurt you. It will hurt you, right? We'll see in higher syllabus how much force it can exert. Even a raindrop of 10 gram, if falls on your head with this speed, how much force it can exert. We'll see in higher syllabus, not now. So right now I'll say only one thing. It will hurt you, right? If an object, even with a mass lesser than, sorry, mass or which is mass of same as mass of raindrops, maybe few grams, 1 gram, 2 gram, or whatever. So it will hurt you if it moves with 200 meter per second and strikes your body, right? That means there is something. And to be precise, I'll tell you, they don't move at this high speed. You can see the raindrops falling, right? So they don't move at that high speed. The speed is somewhat 20 meter per second. It's very less, hardly 10% of it. 20 meter per second is also a large value, I'm saying. It's lesser than that. The question is that formula wrong? V square is equal to U square plus 2AS? No, that formula is correct. We have studied, right? Then what happens? So thing is, there's a raindrop. There's a raindrop. When it is released, the moment it was released, its velocity is 0. That means there is no drag force acting on it. Drag force acting on it was 0. So it was only gravitational pull which was acting. So it started speeding up in this direction. But as the speed increases, drag force also increases. As the speed increases, drag force also starts increasing. And as the drag force starts increasing, obviously it increases with speed. A stage comes when drag force, that is net downward force, is equal to gravitational force, that is, drag force is acting upwards and gravitational. So the moment these two forces are balanced, the net force is how much? Total upward force is equal to total downward force. Total upward force is equal to total downward force. So what will happen to the motion of the raindrop? Yeah, what will happen to net force?